it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Oh my gosh. Happy New Year. Happy New Us. This is Run It Back. Welcome. Why am I the only one with a splash of color in this?
And you're so far away.
I know that part was requested by me, but the rest is.
You know, I get a little hazy.
What? I look ridiculous, y'all. We're supposed to be all bright and happy starting the new year.
No one ever said that.
Okay, fair enough. We are here in studio. Oh, Lou brought color to the show. Yay, green.
God, your camera looks good.
Yeah, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Are you back to the Azure? What's it called?
No, we got rid of that.
Just a good old ring light on bright. That's all I got.
When you're beautiful, like Lou and myself, you just need a ring light.
Don't leave me out. Don't leave me out.
Boogie's obviously the best.
We don't look like that on Zoom.
Yeah, we do. We look great.
Get your people.
I don't want to be insecure, guys. We have we have so much basketball to talk about from an array of days, as a matter of fact. But we're gonna start with Golden State. 2 games over 500, 8th in the West, 10-10 in their last 20. The whole thing obviously has been different dudes in and out of that lineup. Over the weekend, Steve Kerr made a comment on the Tom Tolbert show. Shout out. Here he is.
Last year was pretty cool. Now, Steph got hurt. Yeah. Minnesota, we lose. But to go on that run, to beat Houston, to be in the Final 8 and give ourselves an opportunity, that's what we want this year. And there's no reason why we can't give ourselves that opportunity. I just don't want anybody to think like that we're all disillusioned and we're thinking like, hey, we should be competing for titles year in and year out with San Antonio and Oklahoma City the next few years. That's not realistic.
Okay. Honesty, do we have a problem with it? How do we feel about the coach saying that?
I do. I don't like it one bit.
Fair enough.
I just think about it in the aspect, if this was a player saying this, how it would be viewed. You know what I mean? This doesn't instill confidence in your locker room. This actually, to me, actually shows who's the real problem in this situation. You know, you're speaking down on your team. You're not really instilling confidence in this group. It's been problem after problem as far as development over the years. So it's obvious why you're kind of in this position that you're in now with this group. But, you know, this type of message, this type of energy, you know, this type of lack of confidence in your group, it's only going to spread within the rest of the guys. So, you know, him being the leader of this team, the coach of this team, I don't believe a coach should speak in this way. Like I said, if the roles were reversed and this was a player speaking in this way, his name would be tarnished. So I think the same thing applies to this coach. I disagree with everything he says.
Yeah, I think especially being such a vet team that's been there before, like it's not like a young team he's trying to motivate, right?
Correct.
So I don't love the message. And listen, realistically, this is not a championship team. It's a bunch of guys that are out of their prime that can still compete and are good enough to win games. And you still have Steph Curry and you still have Jimmy Butler, you still have Draymond Green, you still have all those assets that are good enough to win games. Now, when you look across the league, though, the league doesn't wait. The league has caught up. The league moves on fast, and now there are so many other teams that are better than the Warriors. So I understand that aspect of him being honest and real, and hopefully finding some way to bring something more out of these guys, whatever they do have left. But I'm with Boogie. Can you imagine a player saying this? Would get either a player saying what JJ Redick said in LA, that I don't know what else to do. Imagine if like Luka was like, I don't know what else to do. I'm playing my, like, it's a weird message from the head coach to say something.
Should he lie?
In the middle. I mean, listen, again, if this is a motivation
they lie any other
thing,
time.
Like, that's a great point.
It's just if the roles were reversed. And can you imagine like if Kuminga said this or something?
Well, Kuminga, that's a whole separate.
But yeah, I don't agree with this method and this way of trying to pump up and I guess get the best out of your team. But to me, this is basically saying we are not good enough to play, so what should we just not play the games?
100% what he said.
Should we just not compete? Like, so I don't love it, but I see what he's saying, because at the end of the day, they aren't a championship team. They're not even close.
Like, listen, you know what? I'm on the opposite side of you guys. You know, Steve Kerr is a coach that's won championships as a player. He's won championships as a coach. He's lost championships as a coach. He knows what it looks like to be at the mountaintop. I feel like he has the experience, obviously, that he knows what it looks like to be a championship caliber team, to be in that conversation. I think he just looks at his group, and he said it in a statement. Last year, we did some really good things, and we felt good about us getting in the top 8 and giving ourselves an opportunity. They're right back in that position later, a year older, with older stars, not as much depth as you would say he had last year. You know, the beginning of this season, we said this was a deep group, and they've pretty much settled into that 8th spot, right? Like they're 2.5 games behind 7, and another 3 or 4 behind 9. They're pretty much the 8th seed team right now. So and he used the word disillusion. Like I don't want to have my team in a position to feel like I'm trying to BS them and say, hey, we're a championship caliber team. No, this is who we are. This is the reality of it. And until we can keep Draymond on the court consistently, and until we can put Steph in a position to be successful consistently with the group that we have as it is built, this is who we are. So I didn't mind the messaging. Now, again, when you have a veteran team like Golden State, you can kind of be more realistic and be more real with your messaging. So I'm sure whatever he said out in the public, he said it to his group. And also it can be some truth to what Boogie just said. He might be somewhat of a problem. I don't know what's going on in that locker room. Never been coached or been around Steve Kerr. So I'm only taking this for what it's worth by what he's saying. But when you have a coach that's experienced it, that's seen it, that's done it, that's accomplished it, and he knows what it looks like, I don't mind him saying this at all.
Yeah, I just think they're 36, 37 games into it. Like, I can't imagine Finch saying this right now, who are 3 or 4 games above them. I can't imagine Udoka and the Rockets saying this right now. Like, there's so much basketball to be played left.
Different scenarios. Imagine if Udoka had 4 championships already.
I guess, but you got to live in the moment right now. And if it just felt like that message right now, I just don't think it's a positive message sitting to a team that's trying to compete and trying to do every single thing possible to put themselves in the situation. Now, on the flip side, like you, Lou, I do agree. I think he is being realistic that this team just isn't good enough.
He's saying the quiet part out loud.
Anybody can see that. It's not like it's the craziest hot take that they're not a championship contending team. It's just weird coming from your head coach when you're in the trenches, you're on the floor, you're in the locker room every day with this guy, and you're a team. That's almost just something you keep in house to me.
Right. I agree. And also for me, when it comes to this group, the reason I put this blame on Steve Kerr, because this is his system that he's put in place. The league has now modified. The league has now changed. The league is now going big, and you know, it's even to the point where we are starting to see 2 bigs on the floor again. But for some reason, Steve is still stuck in that old way of playing small ball. So that's why I also blame this current situation on Steve. This is the team that he's wanted. This is the teams that he's continued to construct. So when you sit here and say we're not in the position to really compete, that's part of your doing. You know what I mean? So on top of that, we talk about delusion. That's what every athlete operates on, is delusion, AKA confidence. We're so confident that it can come off as being delusional. So that's not a bad thing. That's how, you know, athletes reach that level of greatness. You have to have some form of delusion. So with all that being said, I can't look past Steve in this situation. And this is no knock to what he's, you know, done throughout his career. Yes, he's a Hall of Fame coach. He's a 4-time, you know, championship coach, all of those things. But this is also a league of what have you done for me lately? And as of lately, he's the problem in the Warriors locker room right now.
So let's take a look at this through the eyes of the league, right? Because this is what they've done in the last several games. Last week, they played the starters against the Nets and Hornets, okay? Friday night against the Thunder on Prime, Curry, Butler, Draymond sat. Then a day later, they were all available to play the Jazz. Look, it's against the Thunders, the one time everybody sits. I don't know if that's a waving of a white flag, Chandler. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty darn sure the office didn't love it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a pretty soft message. Let's play our guys against the worst teams in the NBA and win the games we technically should win, and then rest them against the games that they're going to be tough regardless. So I see it both sides. I see the strategy point of it. Like, listen, we are right there. We are in the middle of a packed team. Let's definitely go all hands on deck for the teams that we should beat and handle our business. But then let's just throw in the towel and sit down against the good teams on prime on prime time. I don't love the message, but again, this seems to be like what he's doing now. He's being realistic. He's being honest, almost to a fault now about where they are. But it does, to me, this sends a bad message. We're going to play against the Jazz, but not.
I mean, it's not that hard to beat the Thunder. Like what's the problem?
Yeah, just call San Antonio.
Just do it.
I think it's a soft message to do this, especially with a vet team of guys that are dogs. These guys competitive. You think Draymond Green wanted to sit out against the Thunder? I think Jimmy Butler wanted to sit out against the best team. There's no way this came from the players. So I think, and again, maybe it's medical, maybe it's front office, maybe it's not even Steve Kerr, but it definitely sends a soft message that we're not going to play against the good teams. We're going to play against the bad teams.
Don't love it. Don't love it, Lou.
And you know what? My experiences with this type of thing, Like I've played with some of the load management guys that's like the poster boys, you know, so you can look around and figure it out for yourself. But this has just always came down to scheduling in my experience. Like Monday is going to be this, Wednesday is going to be this, Friday is going to be this, no matter who's on the schedule, right? And I think we're looking at it as fans. Like we want to see that matchup. We want to see what they're made of. But if it fell on that schedule where, hey, look, Friday we resting the guys, or this is going to be a load management day, it is what it is. You know, from a fan perspective, I want to see the matchup against the best teams, especially if you're trying to see what you're made of. Like, you know, Steve Kerr having this comment and then doing this as well in the same week, it does ring strange, you know. So I'm with y'all on a standpoint of, hey, listen, Jimmy wants to play, Steph wants to play, Draymond wants to play. The best players should be on the court, especially on primetime situations, especially when we're playing against the defending champions. We need this measuring stick. We need to see where we are in the pecking order, especially if we feel like we're going to compete for a championship. But your coach is telling you, hey, we're 8th place team, so we got to be a little bit more strategic, and we got to manage expectations in a way that suits us best, opposed to what other people think we should be doing. So I see this half and half. I'm kind of in the middle of the road with this.
I want to ask you guys a question. Like, if they're not winning with what's playing now, how does this Kuminga situation get better? Like, clearly it's not working without him.
It gets even weirder,
at this
by the way.
point, how do you not throw him in the lineup and give him a chance?
They were going to throw him in the lineup, and then that day he was like, nope, not playing.
But
It's a mess.
Again, his value is, at least get his value up. Let him play. Let the kid win. You're not winning without him. What's the worst that can happen? Like, I just don't understand that situation.
That's why it's such a strange situation.
I don't get that whole situation.
It's like self-sabotage.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I don't get it.
And I get his game and his fit and everything, but like he deserves to be on the floor.
That's why I'm saying Steve is the problem in this scenario for all of those things that we're saying. Like, nothing he's doing right now is making sense.
But do you think Steve Kerr's the issue?
Absolutely. I mean,
Just kidding.
It's pretty obvious.
Hold on, no, because there's another guy that I think sometimes has issues. His name is Draymond Green, ejected from that Jazz game, 2nd ejection in 7 games. Because remember that one time when he got in a fight with Steve Kerr and then showed himself to the locker room? That was cool. So you know, if you want to go off of Warriors fans, the ones that are vocal, the ones we can hear, I think they're getting fed up at this point, Boogie. So I'm wondering, enough is enough? Like, where are we on the Draymond?
Let's go to Boogie first.
Let's go to Boogie first. Disgruntled is what we're gonna have.
I don't know why it's so much outrage. This is who Draymond has been his entire career. It's been enabled from, you know, day one. When this championship run started, this was who Draymond was. Steve is on record praising him for being exactly who he is. So now when things are getting ugly, and all of a sudden we're turning his positives into negatives now. That I think that's completely unfair to Draymond. Do I agree with his actions on the court? Absolutely not. But like I said, it's been enabled for so long to the point this is who Draymond is. Y'all were happy when he was winning. You got to be happy with him when you're losing. Yeah. So, I mean, it isn't a surprise, but it is a surprise to now, you know, where it's so much outrage on who Draymond is at this point in his career.
Yeah, this is like Boogie nailed it. It's
everyone's fault.
This is exactly who he's been when they were winning championships, and that was toughness, moxie. That was who he was a leadership. Now they're losing. Now they're barely 500, and now it's an issue. Now it's a detrimental to the team. Now it's because they are losing basketball games. It's because their team is not as good, and they're not winning championships. So he's the same guy. 8 to 10 points, 6-7 rebounds, 6-7 assists. Like, he's the same exact guy he was there. He's going to defend. He's going to be vocal. I respect the fact that he walked away and left the bench, honestly, because he knows himself.
I can't believe you keep saying that.
And he knows that it could have turned into something a lot bigger if he didn't remove himself from the situation. I actually understand why he did that. It's not like he was quitting on his team. It's not like he was leaving. He is an emotional guy, and I think he honestly thought that things could get out of hand if I stay here. And he was man enough to walk away.
Out of hand? Like a fight?
Maybe, I don't know, but he removed himself from the situation. And again, like Boogie said, this is who this guy is, and we praise him and put him in the Hall of Fame and all this stuff when they're winning. Now it's a problem because they're losing basketball games. He's the same exact person.
For the record, it's not just the team. The league also is culpable in this. They allowed it.
Y'all know how this works, bro. When you're winning and you winning championships, you can do whatever you want to do. As soon as you start coming down from that high, everything would be magnified. And now we're magnifying who Draymond Green is, and this is who he's been the whole time. Y'all know this how the business works. Y'all know that.
It is true. Like when you start dating someone, everything they do is cute, and then when you're there, you're like, you know what? All of that's annoying.
Now it's a tired. Now it's a tired act.
Like I hate everything about it.
And now you roll your eyes every time you did it. But
like,
a couple years ago, he was firing up the team and getting everybody on this. Like now
he was the emotional leader.
He was the now he's just too emotional. Is where we are.
Now it's too emotional.
So let's talk hypotheticals. A package for, let's say, an Anthony Davis, Chandler. Are you considering? And it's weird to say trade Draymond Green because I think a lot of us have trouble seeing that. But are you doing this?
Listen, they let Klay Thompson. Yeah, they let Klay Thompson walk without giving him a respectful offer. So I think anything is possible in this organization. I think they have to look post Draymond Green, post Steph Curry, post like that's just where they are right now. So what's his trade value right now? I don't know. His salary makes the most sense to move of the other three, and I don't think they'd move Jimmy and Steph. But what team is going to want this? What team is going to want to put a package together to add a Draymond Green? That's the big question. Sure, you look at Dallas. Obviously, Kuminga is going to be centered in this deal. Does Dallas want a Kuminga and Draymond type of package for Anthony Davis? Is that something Draymond Green would want? You would think there'd be some sort of conversations or mutual respect there to even get to that point, but I just don't know his value at this point of his career with that salary. But it's weird to imagine him on a different team. It's weird to imagine him,
so
Steph, but that's what I thought with Klay Thompson, and he's gone too. So who knows? But I just don't see the package yet that would make sense.
Yeah, well, look, we're getting there. Might be some interesting things heading our way when the trades start to happen. Let's talk some more games, shall we? We've got some Lakers talk here. Playing the Grizzlies, they survived. No John Morant in this one, a 121-14 win. Luka had 36, LeBron with 26. DeAndre Ayton, 15, 8, and 3 blocks. Now, we have talked about the Lakers and sort of the slide that they've been on recently, but they did survive what would have been a really bad loss to the Grizzlies, who had a 15-point lead in the second quarter. 5-5. Over their last 10, Boogie. Look, we live here. The Lakers are everywhere all the time. Have you seen enough? And they're sitting, what, third? Like, have you seen enough to think they're going to be all right? Like, what do you see when you watch them?
I've said it before, I say it again. I think this Lakers team is a middle-of-the-pack team in the West. Are they a good team this season? Yes. Are they a championship team? That's the real question. And I think the glaring issue with this team is defense. Obviously, they have all the offense in the world. They have one of the best offensive young stars in the league in Luka. But speaking on that same star, he's probably one of the worst defenders and help side defenders in the league as well. Defense is their problem. It's nothing to do with the offense. It's nothing to do with chemistry. It's literally the defensive side of the ball. And until that's addressed, they'll continue to be a middle-of-a-pack team.
Yeah, they kind of are who they are, right? They're an elite offensive team. Austin Reeves has been great. He's obviously been out. I think he's out even 2 or 3 more weeks, so that's not going to help. You know what you get when you have a Luka Doncic offense. It's a lot of dribbling, it's a lot of usage rates, a lot of ISO, it's a lot of standing around for other guys that have to be able to catch and shoot or catch and kind of go off the catch, get downhill, make plays, or just catch and shoot. And that's the kind of what the offense is right now. It's not a lot of movement, it's a lot of pick and roll, it's a lot of ISO. So when you have this kind of stagnant offense sometime and it's so dominated by one guy, kind of like James Harden's type offense back in the day, it's hard to get in that rhythm. It's hard for everybody to get touches and feel involved. And then on the defensive end, they're really bad. They are the 24th to 25th, worst defense in the NBA, so they're not getting stops. If I was them, I would be, when you have a guy like Luka and Austin Reeves who aren't the best defenders in the world, you have to surround them with other elite wing defenders. You would think they would know that going into this season. And they do have guys like Vanderbilt and Marcus Smart that I think need to get more minutes with those guys on the floor. But listen, at the end of the day, they're right there for home court advantage. They're playing pretty good basketball for the most part. They just have glaring holes on the defensive end that they have to fix. And there's always been the question, can you win with this style of offense? Can you win a championship? And time will tell, but it's really hard.
I mean, I think we've seen the greatest version of it already in James Harden. And, that style of play was critiqued then. So.
And does he have any rings?
No. So, I mean, so what's the difference now? You know what I mean? Why?
I think everyone's better now, if anything.
But why does the rhythm of the beat change now that is Luka, and it's now a question of I think he can. It's the same thing. Keep the same energy. The same energy y'all have for James Harden, let's have the same energy for Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Nah, listen, I think both of y'all hit the nail on the head, right? Like, they have defensive struggles and they have issues on the defensive end, but it's hard to approach it when it's your best players. When it's your best players, and those are the guys that's creating the issues for you on the defensive end, like, how do you approach that? You're not going to trade any of these guys. They're not going to move. They're going to play 35 to 40 minutes a game. That's the identity of your basketball team. So what do? You have to look around them, and you got to get other guys to be there. I like what Marcus Smart is going to bring to the table in a deep playoff run. I like what Vanderbilt is starting to become for this team. That's why they bring him here. But other than that, they got to patch up some things. Aiden had 3 big blocks last night. Let's see if he can do that consistently. If they can get the other guys, the supporting cast, to be the defensive presence that your stars aren't going to be, that makes them a good basketball team. I think they're poised to be a home playoff team. I think they stay in the top 4, and I think they can be competitive and they can contend. But if they can't get stops, it's going to be tough to compete against a team like a San Antonio that they take pride in the defensive end, like a Oklahoma City. They take pride in the defensive end. So there's a difference between contention and actually being able to get it done and getting out of the West to the championship. Until they prove themselves to have the same mentality as one or two of those teams, they're going to be who they are right now. They're going to be a really good basketball team, but not enough to come out of the West until they become a better defensive team.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do. All right, so DeAndre Ayton, pretty solid game last night, but he's had a little bit of a struggle, 12 points, less than actually, in 6 of the last 8 games. And J.J. Redick mentioned that he's frustrated and feels like he's not getting the ball enough, which you know, I'm looking at the names on that roster and I'm thinking, Chandler, I don't know if you're supposed to say that right now.
Yeah, this is weird to me. I think he just needs to chill out, dude. You've already, everyone knows about the issues that you've had in Phoenix and everything that happens off the court. As the #1 pick, there was high expectations for you. You're averaging 14 and 9 on the 3rd best team in the Western Conference, playing with Hall of Fame players. You're not going to get the ball. You're not. There's going to be certain plays, certain out of timeouts to get you going. But your job is to play hard, to get on the offensive glass, to get putbacks, to alter shots on the defensive end. That is your role here, and you've been doing a really, really, really good job doing it. Don't even have noise like this or frustrating situations like this where you're in the headlines for a negative impact. Let us roast LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves. You shouldn't be that guy. You're having a great year, one of the best years of your career. Don't get frustrated now. Just play hard and good things will happen. And we've seen this with big guys all the time throughout their career. They want the ball. They want the ball. Sometimes that could expose them more than they could ever imagine because it's not their game.
Exactly.
So just play, do exactly what you're doing. 14-9. That's fine. I know it's career low and points per game, but like you are now on a relevant, good team. Embrace that role.
He was also the one last week that was vocal when J.J. Redick said we're going to have a really uncomfortable practice, and he was the one that came out and said, yeah, no, we're not. Like that. You're right. I feel like maybe silence is sometimes golden.
Less is more.
Less is more.
I don't want him to get away from the fact is, you know, the complaining, the whining, that's what kind of puts you in this situation of where you are in your career in the first place. Let's not get back to that. I think you've been doing incredible this season, and I want you to stay exactly where you are as a player. You have to realize no team in the NBA is signing you to be a scorer. They're not going to drop the ball down to you. They're not isoing you on the block. None of those things are ever happening for you. If you want to go get more shot attempts, pick up the effort on the boards. That's where you go get your shot attempts. It's not a big that's more athletic, more mobile in this league to where you can't go get 5, 6 offensive rebounds a game. If you want more touches, go get it on the boards. As far as, you know, getting dumped down, that's just not happening. That's not who you are as a player, and that's not why the Lakers signed you. So the quicker you get over that, the quicker you embrace that role, I think the more happy you will be in your role. So I don't know if they're telling you this in the exact way I'm saying it, but this is the truth. This is who you are as a player, and that's okay. I think you're having a great season. Stick to it. Continue to play the way you're playing, and just stay under the radar. That's the best way. Stay under the radar. Stay consistent. You're shooting 70% from the field. You're doing all the right things right now. One more thing you should do is just stay quiet and just play.
Someone should clip that and just like send it to him. Like a nice little text message. Oh, Willie, what confidence. We got to talk a little Luka, the iso ball. We've mentioned the lack of defensive anything as far as that's concerned. So, Lou, the question for you is, can Luka, and there are a lot of people that will still believe this till their deaths, be the best player on a title team?
I think so. Absolutely, I think so. And he's seen it. We've seen it before. He's gotten them there. They fell short, but he's gotten them there. But when you have a player like Luka, You just got to put pieces around him. He is who he is at this point in his career. He's going to be a scoring machine that's going to always get you there. And that's why you put those machines around him. That's why you put those type of players around him that can guard and do the things that he's not going to do. I think one thing that Luka can do on the defensive end that'll change everything is just be more vocal on our defensive end and just be in the right places. Like, nobody's asking Luka to be a lockdown one-on-one defender. We're just asking you to communicate, be in help side position, and being able to be in a position to help your teammates if anything breaks down. His effort is the one thing that gets him criticized, that gets us in these conversations, because you can look at clips and see he's in help side, but instead of stepping over and stopping the basketball, you're just standing there watching. Those are small things that Luka can fix. And it's probably going to take him for him to get burnt a couple times, like losing in the finals with Dallas, for him to change his approach to some things. And you just haven't seen it yet. Hopefully that's something that we see in the near future. But as far as him being the best player on a team to be able to compete for a title, absolutely. It's not a lot of Luka Doncic's. Chandler got me saying his name wrong now, but it's not a lot of Lukas that's running around right now that plays the way that he plays. You got to value that type of player, and you got to recognize what his weaknesses are and try to patch those things up around him best you can if you want to compete for championships. But if you ask me, is Luka the guy to get it done? Absolutely. He's in rare air with some of our best players in this league, and he definitely can get it done with the way that he plays.
Yeah, it's who do they construct a team around him. It's very similar to the James Harden Houston years where they needed the Trevor Arizas. They needed the Corey Brewers. You need those 3-and-D wing players to kind of carry the defensive load when you have such a guy like this that maybe it's the effort, maybe it's just defensive talent, whatever it is, but
why can't he just play better defense?
You know what? I don't think.
Like, I think this all day. Like, why can't he just play better defense?
I think Lou said it best. It's just effort.
Buy in.
It's just
dude.
effort. It's not even.
But don't you want to be like, if you want to be one of the greatest? I don't know why I'm getting so worked up, but if you want to be the greatest of all time,
I'm with you, B.
This irks me because it's hard for me to say somebody is one of the greatest to ever do something if you're doing half of it.
Exactly.
Why aren't we buying into all of it? Like,
well,
that's what I don't get.
It should be. And again, it's more about effort. But I think as a front office, if I see this, and this has been the history of him, go get a Herb Jones, go get a Dylan Brooks, go get guys like that can kind of offset that issue that you have on the other end that's so glaring. And the worst part about your team right now is defense. That is on them to go and build around this guy. This is their franchise piece, whether you like it or not, whether you think he dribbles the ball too much or his usage rate's too high. The guy is unbelievable, and he's averaging 35 points a game and 8 and 9 and 8. Like, he's not going anywhere. So this is who you have. You have to put the proper pieces around him, and right now they don't have that.
I'm agreeing with you from an organizational standpoint as far as putting the right pieces around Luka. But let's not avoid accountability on Luka's behalf. Like, when we think about the greatest players to come through this league, all of them went through their losses and they had to find a way to become better as individuals. Jordan, when it came to getting past the Pistons. LeBron, as far as getting past the Celtics. The list goes on. Every great player, Steph, every great player had to find a way to get better. Steph got better defensively. Like, I think it's completely unfair to sit here and say this is just who Luka is.
That's
like,
weird.
No, we need you to improve. As being one of the better players on the team, as being the superstar of the Lakers, we need you to improve in other areas of the game besides just showing up on offense. And I'm not saying he has to come out and be, Kawhi Leonard on defense. But it has to be some type of effort put there moving forward.
I will say
we can't avoid accountability on his end.
That is where it's contagious too, where when I'm on the Thunder and I see my best players, SGA and Jalen Williams, give it their all on the defensive end, it's contagious and everyone else then wants to do it. When I played with James Harden in Houston, it was frustrating some nights because it's like, why the hell do I have to go do that and take charges? But he doesn't, just because he has the ball and gets to score all the points and gets all the praise. Like, I see that aspect of it too. It's just, I think he doesn't get a pass, he doesn't get an excuse, but at this point, I think he is who he is. It's all effort.
No, he 100%.
At least if he shows me effort, at least he's never going to be a lockdown defender. He's never going to be all defensive team.
No, the effort would be cool.
It's just effort, and that's not that hard. I agree with you guys on that.
I mean, taking charges, being on help side, that doesn't take you being an elite athlete or elite defender.
No,
that's
it's just commitment.
Literally effort. That's being selfless. Like, that's playing team basketball. Like, those are small things you can do even when you're not a great defender. So, like, I do think it's excuses. And this is no knock to Luka. Obviously, he's great in where he is right now, but he still has another level that he has to get to, and the only way he's going to get to that next level is holding himself accountable.
Boogie, I have a question. Phone rings. You're the front office of the Lakers. We want to give you Dillon Brooks, but we'd like Austin Reeves. Are you taking that?
In a heartbeat.
Okay. Wow.
You are
Dang,
out of your mind. No chance.
He's a culture changer, Dillon Brooks.
He's a culture changer. He's a proven winner. We talk about all the glaring holes when it comes to this Lakers team. He fits exactly what they need right now. He's also averaging about 22, 23, possibly 24 a game. I mean, you're getting a two-way player compared to a one-sided player. Why wouldn't you do it?
I just don't even think
we getting caught up in names and highlights and all that.
Of player. I think
we're talking about building a championship team.
Need-wise, he fits. He fits.
Nothing else to say.
Well, what do you mean need he fits so we're not doing it? Oh, Lou. Lou's got a face that I can't read.
Take Rui, take Smart, take Jake LaRavia.
I like this debate because I'm kind of like, I'm in a little bit.
Here we go.
I'm making the move.
I've waited for the day for Dillon Brooks to be appreciated and loved my whole life.
Well, by the way, he is straight balling this year, and I'd love
to
again.
He's changed the culture and everywhere he's gone, he's changed the culture.
We're missing the glaring problem here. You think LeBron James is ever going to play with that dude?
Look, they're going to have a picnic
in a heartbeat.
And makeup. Yes.
In a heartbeat.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, Lou, you're in.
He hates him until he's his teammate.
How about this?
Kobe played with Matt Barnes. He played with everybody that he had problems with.
Ron Artest, same thing. Same thing.
I'll tell you this. Phoenix would do it in a heartbeat.
Then there we go.
Lakers probably wouldn't. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
and that's why they're a middle of a pack team and a horrible defensive team.
Lou, so you say you're doing it? Heartbeat? I love the heartbeat.
I would strongly consider it. Strongly consider it.
And
listen, we just talked about Luka averaging 35 points. How much more scoring do we really need? We don't need another guy. We need a guy that can score. We need a guy that can score. We can throw him the basketball. Turn Dillon Brooks into a 3-and-D guy. He's showing you I can go get 20 points a night if needed. But if I don't, I'm going to be a disruptor on the defensive end. You already know what he brings to the table as far as that goes. I say, why not? If you are top heavy in scoring and you feel like the things that need to be patched up are defensive, and you can afford to get rid of one of your high-powered offensive guys to bring in a high-powered defensive guy, and you still got a high-powered offensive guy, I'll consider it.
You're being emotional, Chandler.
No, I'm
just being a little emotional right now.
Go give me a Herb Jones. Go give me a Josh Hart. Go give me someone maybe of less value right now.
They're not getting Josh Hart.
You're not getting Josh Hart.
Give me somebody. I'm not ready to give up Austin Reeves for Dillon Brooks. I think that's.
Look, but that's you being emotional.
I think that's crazy.
You know what? We're going to talk to Chandler in the break. Try to
You
calm
didn't
him
even
down
like Austin Reeves a year ago.
15-5-5 Austin Reeves. I might. Not this Austin Reeves.
We'll be back. Telling you.
Man's averaging 30 points.
We're being professional about it.
Run it back, run it up, run it back.
A little nervous for Put a Ring on It, at least this first guy, because Chandler's going to be first on Luka Doncic. We just spent a lot of time talking about him, his style of play, where he rates in the world. So, more or less, fewer or less, here we go. 2 Western Conference Finals, single trip to the finals. The Lakers have new ownership. Future seems bright sometimes. 26 years old, over
What are you, an auctioneer?
1.5. Yeah, because there's a lot of good, but then there's real. 1.5 rings.
First of all, I hate this game. You never know what's going to happen towards the end of their careers.
We know exactly.
I'm talking about right now where they are. I got to go the under. I think the number should be more 0.5. Like, the league is so good. The teams are so good. If it was more 0.5, then I would consider taking the over. But
so
a championship, let alone 2, is very, very hard to do, especially when you look at the landscape of the league and how many good young teams there are. The Lakers aren't really one of them. They're more win now, and I still don't think they have enough. So, again, he's young. He's got 10, 15 more years left. Who knows what's going to happen? But right now, I'd have to go under.
I think I'm going to go with the under as well. The reason I say that is I think I've seen the best version of this style of play already, and, it didn't result in a championship. Until I see improvement on the other side of the ball, I think it's really hard to, get a championship playing one side of the ball. So I'm going to go under.
We got an under, Lou.
I'm agreeing with the guys. I gotta go under as well until some things change. It is what it is, and also I don't think people realize how hard it is to get one championship, let alone to go get another one. So at this point, with this style of play and where we are, I gotta go under.
If I'd have said 0.5, would you taken the over?
Yeah,
I would have taken the over.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have, but all right. Okay, fair enough. But no one asked me. I'm just the girl.
I remember we did this game last year, and we were just passing out rings to everybody.
I know.
Be more realistic.
Like, we're going to be real. We have to keep this real. Jalen Brunson's up next. Now you're going to get a little 0.5. Lou, you're going to be first. He's obviously the king of New York. They put a bunch of good players around him. He can be counted on in the most clutch, high-pressure moments. So I ask you this. He's only 29. 0.5 over or under?
I'm going over. Jalen Brunson has an opportunity to win an NBA championship, and he just has the pedigree, right? Like, whether he's going to be the lead guy to do it, or whether it's at another point in his career where he goes somewhere else, or more talent comes into New York. I think he has the pedigree of a talented player that plays on both ends of the floor, that's going to give himself an opportunity to win a championship at least. So I'm going over.
Boogie?
Under. I'm a huge fan of Brunson. And before I even say this, I know Knicks fans have been on my head.
We ain't trying to hear all that.
Knicks fans been on my head. They say I'm always hating on the Knicks. Well, I'm gonna continue that.
I apologize for absolutely.
But I think Brunson's a hell of a talent. I just think it's really, really hard for an undersized, shot first type of guard, to win it. I'm gonna have to go on.
Nothing.
Listen, I think he's the type of guy that could stick around, and who knows if he wins a championship later in his career. But I love him so much too. He's such a good dude. He's such a good player. I got to go under. Look at the league. Look how good the Thunder aren't going anywhere. The Spurs are not going anywhere.
But you're giving Luka a ring.
No, I said under.
Yeah, but you said you give him one. You won't even give Jalen one.
Well, that wasn't the question, Beadle. Wow, it was over 1.5.
I'm going to redo that.
Again, can the guy win one championship? Yes, but I just think that the league is so deep and balanced. It's not easy to win a championship. This isn't an insult to him. It's a game. And I'm going under.
It's a game.
It's not an insult.
Okay.
I don't even think he's the best guard in the East.
Passing out championships, it's hard.
You just passed one out to Luka.
No,
we disagree on that. We disagree. You know what? Here we go. We'll go Victor. This is a big number. Even I am saying that. But yeah, he just turned 22 yesterday. Happy. Third year in the league. Obviously, potentially going to be the face of this league. And I ask you, Lou, 2.5. Over, under.
That means he's winning 3 championships.
That's a lot of rings.
The next 10 years?
Yeah, give me under. Give me under. This is a talented league. It's a lot going on. There's a lot of guys that's going to have something to say about this. Again, throwing these championships around, we get it. It's a game, and we're getting the people going right now. But 3 is a lot. 3 is a lot. And to be able to get there, you got to have some luck on your side, and you got to have a lot of skill and a lot of talent, which all of those things are something that Victor has that's in his favor. But then you start looking around the league, it's going to be other guys that's going to have something to say about that. So on this side of safety, I am going under.
I think if this was 1.5, you make me consider it, because their team is so good and they're so young. They have such a promising future. And I hate to even say this part of it. I don't know how long he's going to be able to play.
What do you
So the 3 championships, I got to go the under, but the guy's unbelievable. He has a chance to be the greatest player in the history of the NBA.
Just change
the longevity aspect, the body type aspect, that concerns me a little bit, just to hand him over 3 championships when he has 0.
How about 2? Can I get a 2?
I can't do. We can't change the game.
Come on, man.
I can only take the numbers here.
Can I get a 2?
I'm taking under 2.5.
Okay, we're taking under.
I'm going opposite. I'm going over.
Oh, dear.
Holy moly.
I think he's going to be one of the greatest defenders to ever play this game, if he's not proven that already at this stage. Obviously a generational talent on the offensive side of the ball. And I think the part that we're skipping out the most when it comes to this story is the organization that he plays for. They have a history, of getting the best out of their guys. So they have a history of championships, multiple championships with certain teams. I think he's in the perfect position to reach this point at some point in his career, so I'm going to go with the over.
If they get one this year, things are going to get weird.
What do you mean?
Then that's the for sure clear-cut over.
Then it would be the race for Nueve, 9 of them.
Doesn't sound the same.
Damn. Okay.
I like the race for saves.
Thank you. And I brought my hoodie back with race for saves on it, guys. Don't worry, I'll be wearing it. Real quick, though, all these championships that he's going to win, all of them, Boogie said at least 3. Will they all be in San Antonio? I just need a prediction.
Absolutely.
Oh, he ain't
going nowhere.
Okay, good. God, I love that so much. Okay, there's more. Cade Cunningham. CP, you're up. Obviously, one of the best players in the league right now, especially in the Eastern Conference. The trajectory of the Pistons seems to be nothing but positive. 24 years old. It's a baby. 0.5, over, under.
Under. I just the Pistons winning a championship.
Everything.
I just don't.
So nobody in the East is winning everything.
Again, he's so young. Anything can happen. And God, do I hope with JB Bickerstaff. Shout out to JB. He sent me the hoodie, by the way, from that he was wearing.
So good.
He was wearing when he came on the show. It's just tough. Again, the league is so tough, and he is young, and he's going to be a player that's going to be around for a really long time. You know what? Audible switch. Over again. The more I think about it, he's 24 years old. He's so good. He's a guy whose game's going to just translate well the older he gets.
There we go.
Over. Well, by the way, in all fairness, it was 1.5 in the meeting earlier.
We changed it.
We lowered it down because we're realizing it's like Halloween. We're passing out championships over here. 0.5, over. They're on to something. They got the best coach in the NBA, and he's a stud. Over.
Okay, is it the hoodie? The hoodie changed it.
The hoodie, I forgot. I was like, I can't talk shit. They sent me a hoodie.
What do you got? Over?
Yeah, I got over. Again, I'm looking at the totality of these guys' career. I'm looking at just who they are as players. Whether it's now or later, Cade Cunningham is gonna find himself in a championship conversation at some point in his career. He got the stuff. He got the goods. So I'm going over.
What's happening right now?
Also, I don't know if it happens in Detroit per se.
I don't want to look.
Yeah,
I don't
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be
like,
necessarily now, but like look at Ray Allen. Ray Allen got his championships end of his career, and he's always been Ray Allen though. Right. Throughout the course of his career, always Ray Allen. But some things needed to happen for him to get there. I feel like some of these guys, they're going to sniff around championships just based on how they carry themselves, their reputations, and how they play. I think Cade Cunningham is one of those guys. He'll definitely find a championship.
I agree. I'm going with the over as well. I'm a fan of the big guard. 6'7", plays both ends of the floor, makes the guys around him better. He's a competitor. He's overly mature for his age. I think he has all the intangibles to lead a team to a championship. I'm going with the over.
Think about what he's doing right now at this Detroit team. Like, no one thought they were going to be first. No one thought they were going to win games. Obviously, they have miles to go before winning a championship, but he's getting one.
Okay, one there. All right, we're going to...
Well, you don't like that he's getting one and the Knicks aren't?
Well, it's just kind of, it's weird. Look, I have no ties to New York City anymore, but I will say...
I gave the Knicks one. I gave him one.
Yeah, Lou did give him one. It's just, it's crazy sounding to me. Also, we're running out of years when we play this game. I think that's part of the problem. Yeah. So, Lou, you're getting Jaylen Brown. Obviously, he's having a time right now. Always, though, however, been known as the Robin to
Eastern Conference Player of the Month, by the way. No disrespect to Jalen Brunson, but nobody played better basketball than Jaylen Brown this last month.
So this is counting his one already, so he just needs one more?
He just needs one more, Lou. One more to the over of 1.5.
We're going over. We're going over. And let me just use this opportunity to say what I just said. Nobody was better than Jaylen Brown in the Eastern Conference this past month than he was. Nobody. I know he's having a silent war with the NBA behind closed doors with some of their ideas not matching up. But nobody played better basketball than him. So if you're asking me if he's going to put himself in a position to go get another championship to go with the one that he has, absolutely, I'm going over.
If Jason Tatum never got hurt, I think it's their they're right back this year to be competing for a championship. And again, to piggyback off Lou, think about the turnover and the change that they've had to go through as a franchise, what they lost with Tatum and Holiday and Porzingis and everything. And this guy now is the bona fide #1 option, what he's done. And yes, he's had his little wars with the NBA and his tiffs with Team USA. And I feel like he felt like Dame years ago when he wasn't getting the credit and he kept chirping, then he finally got the flowers and the respect he deserves. I feel like Jaylen Brown is kind of on that same wave, and he's an absolute killer. He is a two-way player. He's the opposite of the guys that we've been talking about. His value is almost more defensively than offensively because he is that versatile. So the fact that he already has one and the Boston Celtics are just an unbelievable franchise that are going to continue to build and put themselves in the best situation, over.
Easy?
Yeah, I'm going with the over. I think this is a guy that doesn't get enough, credit. And it's not because of his talent. It's not because of his performance, but it's actually because of his intelligence. He understands his value as an individual. And, a lot of people are not comfortable with that. But with all that being said, I think he's proven that, he is that guy. And I think the Celtics are slowly making the case as being the favorite to come out this year.
Crazy.
Which is crazy to say with how they started the season. So all credit to Jaylen. I definitely think he has a chance to get another one. And, credit to him for the season he's had.
As an ambassador of Team USA, I'd like to say put your issues aside because we need him on Team USA. I'll tell you that. If he's not on Team USA, go France.
Okay, but then you need to make sure they can't just have yes men.
Fine.
You got to have whoever's the best.
But he's one of the best 12 players in the world, in the NBA. He needs to be on that team.
I'm so glad we have a USA guy in for your account. Let's take a quick break. More Run It Back on the other side.
You know what?
If I'm him, run it up, then run it back.
Got a little you buy-in that. We're going to start with TRAE Young. Blake Griffin, your buddy, said it's really hard to play somebody who is a mismatch defensively. So small dudes who can't defend, are they being slowly phased out?
I mean, I agree to a point, but again, I think this goes back to the same Luka conversation where this is on the team's ownership and front office to build those players around that type of guy to have the most success. So it's never going to be his strength. It's never going to be Luka's strength. James Harden, Jalen Brunson even, like he's gotten better, but as long as I can get these guys to give me the effort on the defensive end and show the other 14 guys that I'm willing to do all the little things you are while I'm carrying the offensive, load and all the usage rate, no problem. But it's hard to have any sort of mismatch. It's hard to have a mismatch when it's your big, when you're 5-man, and he's in every single pick and roll and every action. There's a weakness and there's a weak link that you're going at every single time that you're constantly playing 4-on-5 in a scramble situation because of one guy. It's tough, but I think it's on the team to build around those type of guys because there's special talents on the other end.
I agree.
Concur.
I agree with everything he said. It's about, the unit that's being put around this young player. Do I think small guards can win? It depends on the situation. We've seen it happen before. Steph Curry is considered a small guard, and we've seen him win multiple championships. And I'm no way, shape, or form comparing TRAE to Steph, but making an example of a small guard, I do think it's possible. But it's all about situation. It's all about fit. And I don't think TRAE Young's been in that type of a situation yet.
We're going to take a very quick break, wrap things up on the other
quick.
side. It was very quick, wasn't it?
Run it up, then run it back.
Give you a little game tonight. We've got Knicks, we've got Pistons, a little rematch of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Both teams have lost 3 of their last 5. No Duren in Detroit, no Josh Hart in New York. I'm sure there are a couple other dudes going to be missing. Lou, who you got?
I like the Knicks in this one. Just out of the spirit of the conversation we had today, I'm gonna go Knicks. We're gonna get Jalen Brunson 1 win closer to that championship.
Yes. Here we go. Somebody's got to win, right?
Knicks or Pistons coming off a back-to-back too, right? They beat the Cavs last night. Yeah, I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks. No Duren is tough. Obviously, the size, the physicality that he presents at off a back-to-back. I like the Knicks getting 2.5.
Okay, that's 2.
I'm gonna go with the Knicks as well. The major factor is Jalen Duren being out. Obviously, he's the clear-cut second option. So I'm going to roll with the Knicks on this one.
Who you got?
You didn't sound sure, Boogie.
I know, he didn't sound, he sounded like my
like I said, I'm so accustomed to hating on the Knicks. I felt bad not hating on them.
Being the only one to take the Pistons?
Yes, but
I'll take the
I'm
Pistons.
going with the Knicks.
I will take the Pistons. I feel like the last year that little series shoulda, coulda gone Detroit's way.
Is this the finals in the East?
I don't know. That Boston thing is lingering,
Boston got something to say.
Tatum's coming back.
Yeah, Boston got something to say.
Right now. They're back in the conversation.
No, just quietly, they're just there. I don't think everyone's embraced that yet, which is scary, by the way. That's going to do it for us today, you guys. We're going to take the rest of our Monday to reflect on what we said here today and try to do even better tomorrow. Hope you guys have a fabulous one. See ya.
Hey, well done today.
Thanks, buddy.
They run it back, yeah.